Thanks so much for all the support so far in the channel. It's been overwhelming. As requested, here is the first of the videos on the units that made up the 82nd Airborne Division during World War II. Let's get started. In May 1942, at Fort Benning, Georgia, a new airborne regiment was born, the 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment. Commanded by Colonel Reuben H. Tucker III, the 504th was one of the very first parachute units in the U.S. Army, and it would soon earn a reputation for toughness, discipline, and unmatched fighting spirit. The men called themselves Tucker's Troopers. The Germans would come to know them by another name, the Devils in Baggy Pants, a phrase taken from a captured enemy diary describing their ferocity in battle. The 504th was forged through the grueling airborne training at Fort Benning. Every man who earned his jump wings volunteered. There were no conscripts. They were trained to parachute behind enemy lines, strike hard, and hold until reinforced. By early 1943, the 504th was assigned to the newly formed 82nd Airborne Division, under Major General Matthew B. Ridgway, alongside the 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment and the 325th Glider Infantry Regiment. Together, these men would become America's first airborne strike force. The regiment's baptism of fire came during Operation Husky, the invasion of Sicily, on July 9, 1943. Parachuting into high winds and chaos, the 504th was scattered across the island. Some men landed miles off target, others fell into the sea. Despite confusion and friendly fire incidents, small groups of paratroopers fought fiercely, seizing crossroads, cutting communications, and ambushing German and Italian forces. Their courage and initiative helped secure the beachheads for the Allied landings. The cost was high, over 400 casualties in their first combat jump, but the 504th had proven the worth of American airborne infantry. In September 1943, the regiment jumped again, this time into Italy, near Salerno, during Operation Avalanche. The Allies were in danger of being pushed back into the sea, and the 504th was ordered to drop into the middle of the battle to hold the line. Under Colonel Tucker's command, the regiment counterattacked German forces head-on, fighting for every hill and town. They helped stabilize the front, turning what could have been a disaster into a victory. Their bravery during the Italian campaign earned the entire regiment a Presidential Unit Citation. Later, the 504th fought in the brutal Anzio beachhead battles, where they endured months of constant shell fire, mud, and close-quarters combat. It was during this campaign that German soldiers began calling them the Devils in Baggy Pants. In one captured diary, a German officer wrote, "The enemy are devils in baggy pants. They are everywhere, and we never know when or how they will strike." By June 1944, the 504th had fought so hard and for so long in Italy that they were left behind to refit when the 82nd Airborne jumped into Normandy on D-Day. The regiment was bitterly disappointed to miss the invasion, but the decision saved them for what was to come next. Operation Market Garden. On September 17, 1944, the 504th made its third combat jump, this time into Holland, as part of Operation Market Garden, the largest airborne operation of the war. Their mission: seize and hold the bridges over the Maas and Wall rivers to open a path into Germany. In one of the most daring actions in airborne history, the 504th crossed the Wall River in broad daylight under withering German fire, using small canvas boats to assault the far bank. Paratroopers paddled through exploding shells and machine gun bursts, many cut down before they reached the shore. Those who made it across stormed the dikes and seized the Nijmegen Bridge, turning the tide of the operation. For their heroism, the regiment earned a second Presidential Unit Citation. But the victory came at a terrible price: more than 750 men killed, wounded, or missing in the Holland campaign. In December 1944, as the Germans launched their Ardennes offensive, the 504th was thrown into the fight near Werbemont and Cheneux, Belgium, alongside the rest of the 82nd Airborne. They fought in freezing conditions, repelling repeated German attacks, often outnumbered and under fire from tanks and artillery. At Cheneux, paratroopers of the 504th assaulted German positions in brutal close-quarters combat, clearing the village house by house. When the smoke cleared, the 504th had once again held their ground. They lost over 500 men in the Battle of the Bulge, but their stand helped halt the German advance and protect the northern shoulder of the Allied line. By the time victory came in May 1945, the 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment had fought across Sicily, Italy, Holland, Belgium, and Germany. They had executed 3 combat jumps, fought in 5 major campaigns, and helped liberate Europe from Nazi tyranny. Their record of courage was unmatched. 2 presidential unit citations, the Netherlands Military Order of William, the Belgian Fourragère, and foreign decorations from Italy and France. The regiment paid a steep price, over 1,800 men killed in action during the war, but their legacy was eternal. They were among the first to jump into Europe and among the last still fighting when the guns fell silent. They were the devils in baggy pants, the battle-hardened heart of the 82nd Airborne Division, whose motto, "All the Way," still echoes through history.